A year ago, I lost my grandma to dementia. Dementia is a really, really hard thing to watch your family go through, or really anybody that you love or care about. There is a massive lack of knowledge in not only the healthcare industry, but as well as just everybody, like day-to-day life, that don't really understand dementia, and that's a lot of the reason why I'm here today. I'm here to provide further information and insight on what really is going on behind closed doors, or what's going on to people who are suffering from dementia or families who are trying to take care of those people. Like I said earlier, many people don't really understand dementia and they can't really wrap their heads around it. There is a massive lack of knowledge, like I said before, but knowledge is power in my book, and the more we know, the more advocacy that we can get out there, the better chances of finding a cure necessarily. When someone is suffering from dementia, you slowly start to just lose awareness of who you are. According to the National Health Services, dementia forces you into this state of constant confusion and dysfunction. You forget who your loved ones are, you forget your basic functions of your body. You forget how to eat, you forget how to talk sometimes in very late stages of dementia. You just basically lose all independence of yourself. In May of 2019, when my grandmother passed away, things got really, really hard towards the end. We lived with her for, I'm 20, so 20 years for my entire life, and then my parents, they've lived with her for over 30 years. Towards the end, though, it just got so hard because she kept forgetting who we were. She forgot basic functions. She would just leave the stove on randomly. So we decided to fully take care of that and be with her at all times, or have someone there with her at all times, because we cared about her safety. In 2017, the CDC published an article that stated that 66.7 out of 100,000 people per year die from dementia. So me and a lot of other people who were affected by all those deaths understand that it's not easy to watch this, and you're just not alone. That's the main point of that. Today I will be talking about 3 major topics that I think will really help in the subject. The first topic is symptoms and prognosis. The second is the healthcare industry and their fight for the cure, as well as what you, the audience, can do in order to help people much like my grandmother and millions of others. So the basics of dementia kind of break down into 7 stages. The first stage is no cognitive decline. It's basically just normal functions like how you would day to day. You're completely fine. The second is very mild cognitive decline, which is normal forgetfulness, like forgetfulness. I forgot my keys in my car. I forgot just little things like, oh, I walked into this room, I don't know what I'm looking for. The third is mild cognitive decline, which is difficulty concentrating, getting lost often, not really knowing your surroundings, just really like an increasing confusion basically. The fourth is moderate. Just moderate cognitive decline, which with that comes a lot of denial. That's the number one sign for that. People don't really realize what's happening to them, and their friends and family do, and they're bringing it to their awareness, yet they don't want to seek help because they think that they're fine, because they can't remember, and it's not their fault. The fifth stage is moderately severe, which builds an increasing dependency on your loved ones or on your caretaker, things of that such. So with that, you find more neediness from your family, and really this is when it kind of takes a really hard toll on your family members as well. The sixth is severe cognitive, which is also called middle dementia. This is when they need full-time care, full-time assistance, around the clock every day, because it's at this point dangerous for them. And the seventh, but not least, obviously, is the late dementia, which is also called very severe cognitive decline, which is they lose everything. No ability to speak, forget how to walk, forget how to swallow, forget how to just do basic bodily functions that your brain should be doing for you. And with that, it's just, things just progressively get harder and harder. There is another form of dementia, which is called early onset dementia. This is when someone is affected by dementia at the age of 65 years or younger. This could be due to cognitive disabilities, cognitive diseases such as like Huntington's disease, and also brain trauma, brain damage. Football players see it a lot because they have a lot of contacts with their head, basically. It takes an average of 3 years to diagnose dementia, according to the Alzheimer's Association of Australia. This is where it leads me into my next topic, which is the healthcare system. Think of dementia as a type of cancer. If there was a type of cancer that basically disguised itself as day-to-day functions, day-to-day life, I'm sure plenty of you have forgotten your keys before or lost your phone. And that doesn't mean that you have dementia, but there is no way to catch it early enough that we'll be able to stop it, in a sense. So that's why we're really trying to push for this advocacy in the healthcare system for dementia. There is things that people can do to help their loved ones, such as drugs, which are like the number one drug for helping people with dementia is called Reminol, and that is basically just delaying a little bit of the memory loss, and that's all it really does. And I mean, there are other drugs that are given for mental illnesses, things that people can't really control that just come with dementia, such as anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, OCD, stuff like that. And although that the drug doesn't really do much, it does help the quality of life for the person, and it helps the family as well. According to the World Health Organization, there are currently 50 million people living with dementia worldwide, and that number is estimated to triple by 2050. A new case of dementia is diagnosed every 3 seconds. There is a huge economic impact that comes with that as well, because there is a cost. There's a cost for everything. And right now, dementia and the research and the funding and everything is costing the US $818 billion per year, which is increasing daily. A disease with such of a high cost will challenge the healthcare system in finding a prediction and furthering the medical advancements towards just finding a cure, or even just something that will help the families and the people affected by dementia. In today's time, it blows my mind that this is even still happening, but in certain third world countries with not much funding and not much aid in medical facilities, people with dementia and their families are discriminated against and are basically held captive. The people who actually have dementia, they are held down with physical restraints as well as chemical restraints. So they're basically drugged to sleep for the rest of their life. As sad as that is to hear and to even say, even you just hearing it and knowing about it now, is going to help with the advocacy, and with advocacy brings more funding, more awareness, more people that want to work in that industry with people who do have dementia, as well as just increase the awareness and people knowing what to do and helping those families as well.